All right, so we built some commercial roofing campaigns. They've been running for a couple weeks, days, or potentially months. We've amassed some data. How do we start to make these work better? I mean, the whole process Google refers to as optimization. And the idea is that you're never really done. You certainly shouldn't hope to create a campaign and just let it run and like we nailed it out of the box, right? There's always different keywords you could be adding. There's keywords you should be removing. And you've got some granular controls about how they're bid. So what's the bid price for each of these keywords? So we're going to look at three of the most fundamental optimization types just to make sure now that your campaign's up and running, you can kind of tweak it to your needs. So we're going to do this as screenshots just to not show you too much under the hood of this actual campaign. We want to protect some privacy here, but we're going to look at some data of some keywords that may not be serving us in this campaign. And it's not about making an actual decision. It's more about the psychology here. Why would we change a keyword that we think is good for our business? So again, we've settled on about a $900 cost per lead, right? That's the most we should pay under any circumstance to maintain profitability. So as I look at some of these top keywords and how much money they've spent, look over at the columns, you'll see spend on that first keyword is $4,500. So this is over several months. It's spent a lot on just that term. And these terms are pretty expensive. We're paying $19 a click. So we've driven 238 visitors. We've spent $4,500 and it's delivered 4 conversions.
Doesn't seem like a lot of conversions.
Right. So if we do the math on that, right, and I put the data down in the bottom so you can see it a little more clearly since the screen captures are a little fuzzy, we've spent essentially $1,100 on each of the leads driven by that keyword.
So we're exceeding that $900 target by a little bit there.
Right. But the good thing is it's doing something, right? It is working. The people that are searching this term are ultimately interacting, but we can't afford to pay $19.10 or whatever the cost per click is. So what we can do is we can go in and as opposed to removing that keyword altogether, it's delivering some value. We can alter our maximum bid price and tell Google, you know what, because of this conversion rate, the most we could pay for this keyword is about $15.
Got it. So
at $15, we'll lose some volume. We'll show up less frequently, but those clicks will be a little cheaper. If the conversion rate holds, that'll get us closer to that $900 target.
Okay.
Again, it's not a one-time decision. We're going to adjust it to $15. We might find that we have to go down a little more. We might also find that we lost so much volume that it's worth it to maybe test $16. Okay. It's not a razor sharp exact science. You want to kind of play with bid price as a variable to control your overall cost and your cost per acquisition. The example below it, way more clear cut, right? So this keyword has spent about $3,500 and has driven 6 conversions. So this is way better. We're getting these leads at $586. Still feels expensive, but these are good commercial roofing projects. And so if anything, we would absolutely keep this search term. If anything, we might try to increase the bid price there. We've got a little margin. We're getting these under $600. We could pay up to $900. If we increased our bid price, maybe we'd get even more clicks and even more leads for that term. And the last example, the box in red, here's a term that has spent $1,125. So it's spent less than the first 2, but it's delivered 0 conversions. At this point, we have to make a pretty hard decision. Maybe this just isn't a good keyword for our campaign. Okay. You don't have to make a permanent decision, but if this were me, we'd spent $1,100 on this term and it's yielded us nothing, I would at least pause it. When you pause that keyword, Google's going to reallocate that budget to other higher performing terms. Okay. So let's pause that, see how it affects the rest of the campaign. Alternatively, we could come in and really chop down that bid price and test some other bidding structures with that. But it's performed poorly enough at this point that I think it's worth it to pause it and reallocate that budget to more productive things.
So now your campaign overall might be hitting your $900 CPA target, but once you get and look at it at this granularity, you might say, hey, I can actually cut out the stuff that's not performing as well, even within that, and lower my CPA that I'm achieving even more and actually get to keep some of that profit for myself. for the
Exactly,
business.
exactly. Usually it's not a campaign that is succeeding or failing. It's usually, you want to get under the hood, it's an ad, it's a keyword, there's other things that are driving that.
Great. Okay, so that's keyword optimization and some of the things that you're doing there if you're tweaking bids
Yep.
on your individual keywords.